there's not really much to do in Warframe at the moment for me. Honestly, I'm just trying to find something to do and post for you guys. So if you want to let me know now in the comments below any builds you want to see, please comment down below, because I just want to put out more vids for you guys, but I don't have anything else to really post. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see in the build or Warframe or whatever it is. Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, the Angels of the Zeramin is almost here. There's another week, and like I was just complaining about, there's nothing to really do in Warframe. There is a prep guide up for you guys to look at and get done, and it's basically a bunch of quests for newer players to actually get finished. Now these quests some of them are easy. Well, nearly all of them are easy. Just some of them are longer and annoying, and it takes days and days and days. And the Rising Tide quest is one of those quests that takes days and days and days. So probably the one of the most annoying quests, as well as Mirage's quest as well. That's actually one of the quests I really hated to do. But that's all I just want to talk about, because we're going to get into the real video obviously I wanted to show. So let's get started. Today's video, I wanted to bring you guys something different. Any beginners that have been watching my videos with the builds, helping you guys out with that, I really do appreciate some of you coming to me and really enjoying the builds, especially the newer players. And that's really just what this video really focuses on, is beginners. All right, since we're leading into the Angel of the Zeramin, I wanted to give you guys something back, and basically it is the best beginner weapons of 2022. And basically these weapons I'm going to be talking about in here are not all weapons. I'm actually going to just give out specific ones for each category, and what I mean is the primary, secondary, and then the melee weapons, and what is still the best weapons to get as a beginner. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Starting off with the primary weapon, my honestly favorite one to actually begin with was Baza. Baza was one of the amazing fast rapid fire weapons that I've ever come down to get and play with for a long amount of time. And I really enjoy the weapon. Now we do have a prime version, and I don't have the original version anymore, but the Baza was definitely one of my favorites, especially as a rapid fire weapon. This weapon is a beginner weapon, and starting off with this one, really good one. It has 16.67 fire rate, like I said, really good rapid fire, 26% crit chance, crit multiplier of 3 times, and the 10% status. Impact, puncher, slash all look pretty decent, but mainly the fire rate for me was just it. And this was doing pretty much good damage. It had really good critical chance as well, and the crit multiplier was really good as well too. So I was loving this weapon as a rapid fire one, and as a primary one, really good. Now most of you will probably say there is better weapons out there, and I won't deny that there is. I mean, I'm sure Ignis is actually a weapon that's out there. Well, beginner weapon too. This is a beginner weapon which has a really good crit multiplier, pretty decent. It has a really good status too, and a pretty decent critical chance. So yes, this is another great one, but if I had to choose, the Baza has better critical chance and a high crit multiplier. So that's the one I would choose as a really one of the best beginner weapons in Warframe. Moving on to secondary, it is a hard one to actually say what is the best to begin with as a beginner with secondary weapons, but I am have to go to choose of Furious. This one, for me, had to be the closest to be one of the best beginner weapons for me, honestly. In my opinion, I've used this weapon just a little bit. I think I was really into primary weapons at the time, but for a secondary weapon, I think this one was really good. Now, it does have an insane fire rate, which is 12.50. It had a large magazine. Now, this did made it a problem, though, because the larger the magazine is, the bad the ammo is going to eat up. And depending on the ammo capacity they give you for a rapid fire weapon, with somewhat a high magazine capacity or a low one, it still will eat up your ammo because of that fire rate. So yeah, it might still be I wouldn't say a bad weapon, but a bad ammo capacity and magazine capacity weapon, because it will eat it if your fire rate is very, very fast. So yeah, but still great weapon for damage. I mean, it's got not bad critical chance. It's got a pretty decent critical multiplier and a great status as well. So yeah, I mean, the weapon I really enjoyed pretty much the most when it came down to using secondary weapons. Now, I've definitely seen another weapon that everyone liked the most, Atomos. Atomos was another, probably one of everyone's favorite secondary beginner weapon. It's got 50% critical chance, 1.7 critical multiplier, and a status of 21%. Now, this weapon, yeah, I mean, I think back then it wasn't a problem. Or actually, no, back then it probably was. Because the weapon is very different now. It wasn't doing what it is now doing, where the new core is actually doing what this weapon is doing at the same time as basically spreading heat damage to enemies. And that's the chain of targets, what I'm talking about. So, I don't know. I really think back then, the weapon wasn't as good as it is now. I think definitely Atomos would be a great weapon to this day, right now, than back then, in my opinion. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Another beginner weapon that I just wanted to throw in here is the Granny Kratakas. Another fast fire rate weapon that has a lot of great stats. And I mean, I'm not really gonna go into them, but this weapon, most definitely, I think everyone should get their hands on. Now, it is a Master Rank 9, so is it considered a beginner weapon? I guess so at the same time, but however, it's not going to do much great for lower players around the 4 or 5 level or mastering level as a higher rank 10 or 9. So yeah, it is, I'm just throwing it in there. Another best weapon for a beginner. And now moving on to melee weapons, we have to get in this one because honestly, I still think it is one of the best. And I don't know if it's still everyone's favorite weapon to use. I don't think so. I mean, we got better weapons, but as a beginner, I need to know in the comments below, is this weapon still one of the best beginner weapons for you? Galantine. Galantine was one of my favorite weapons of all time. Alright, definitely one of the best beginner weapons till this day. Critical chance was 10%. Critical multiplier is 2 times, and the 20% status. It had a great attack speed at that time as well, and still doing amazing damage with a high slash of 172.9, and everything else is pretty low. But yeah, most definitely still a great weapon till this day. And as we get into the Galantine Prime, way better. It's got 10 times more of the slash damage. Let's go back to the Galantine. Yeah, more critical chance, more status, but same critical multiplier, I think. Alright, yeah. Okay, so most definitely Galantine, still a great weapon, still does high damage. Even if you don't have the Prime version, still a great weapon to get as a beginner. Most definitely, Graham was another great weapon as well. I've used this most of the time throughout as a beginner with my Frost, and I really enjoy this weapon as well. So it's definitely another great beginner. But I think Galatine definitely might have been my favorite. A 15% critical chance, 2.0 crit multiplier, and a 15% status. The base damage was decent, so really great weapon, but a slow attack speed. I think this is what really slowed me down as a beginner. Coming down to this weapon, yeah, I just didn't enjoy the attack speed. It just, I know you could definitely say the attack speed on the Galatine wasn't all that, but most definitely if you had the Berserker mod at the time, then you will really get into and enjoy the Galatine more so than the Graham. But yeah, those two weapons are really great. If you know any other great melee weapons, because I wasn't really into the melee weapons at the time as a beginner, let me know in the comments below. All these weapons that I named in this video have pretty much definitely carried me throughout the game. I really enjoyed a lot of these weapons. Baza definitely helped me a lot carry through the game. Galatine as a melee weapon definitely helped me carry out through the game. And the Furious as well definitely helped me out through the game as a great secondary weapon. If we are talking about if you are able to get your hands on the Dex Furious, the dual weapons as well, definitely another great best secondary weapon. For a beginner, I mean, you are able to pick up that weapon. So yeah, it is another great weapon too. But these weapons that I named have really done an amazing job helping you throughout the game. So I just want to know your thoughts on these weapons. And obviously any veterans that actually play the game, let me know if you really do agree with these weapons that I've named and shown in this video. But that is all for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow me on all social medias and Twitch, links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.